How do you shut out those voices to stick to that goal and to stop the doubt from taking over?
Yeah, this is a great question. For one, did I experience doubt myself? Absolutely, 100%. Most of the time upon failure, which happened regularly, daily even. It's that quick little like, hey man, you think this is possible? Maybe you bit off more than you can chew, and you have that like quick dialogue with yourself. And you're like, no, 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 we're gonna find out. Boom, and it's gone, and you're back on target, and you're back to executing. Um, the reason why I love this conversation is because it's very easy for us to say, you know, ignore everyone else and focus on you, like block out the noise and do you. And while that there's absolute power in that, there's a reason why it's much easier said than done. It's because human beings are pack animals. We are social creatures by design as part of our survival. That's rooted in our DNA. And you've got some that are more apt to living as kind of that lone wolf, like the Omega personality types. But regardless, we're all built to be social creatures as part of our survival, because back in the day when the saber-toothed tiger would show up, if it was you and 50 of your friends, you had a much better chance of living. And we haven't gone away from that. It's important to know that because it's quite normal to let other people's opinion of you affect you, because we are designed to be drawn towards others and create communities. Now, whether that's someone that you never met before on Instagram, or if it's just your friend or your family member that's judging you or doubting you, there's a reason why it's much easier said than done to just block that out. I want people to just truly understand that it's nothing to feel guilty about if you're letting other people influence you or their opinion is influencing you. It's done on purpose. There's a reason why that exists. So just, I think it's important to know, have an understanding of that, and then say, okay, cool, I get it. Like, here's why this is so hard. We still need to get past it at a certain point, but now I know why this is difficult. You know, for me, and when you're in the early phases of recovering from injury like this, everybody around you is just telling you whatever they think you want to hear to put you into a good state of mind. You know, so I'm like, I'm coming out of my 9th surgery, and I'm telling people I'm going to go back to the teams and back into combat, and everyone's like, absolutely, man, you got it, you'll do it. You know, just constant positivity. And then as the process continues, and now I'm training and I'm upright and I'm moving around, those opinions started to change a little bit. And this was out of a place of love. And here's what I was able to grasp. I'll use my father as an example, who's my best friend on the planet. At a certain point, he'd be like, hey, dude, listen, I love you. I don't know if this is going to happen. And I want you to be kind of prepared for that. And this was out of love. He was concerned for me putting this unobtainable goal on such a high pedestal that when I would undoubtedly fail at reaching it, what that could mean for me, that it could spiral me down into this disaster situation. And he wanted to safeguard me from that. I was able to see that eventually and relatively quickly. At first, it was kind of, how dare you doubt me? And I would be like angry about it. But then I was able to get past it. Be like, you know what, bro? This is because you love me and I get it. And I was able to get to a place where I could look at him or anybody and say, you know what? I understand your position. I respect your position. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm going to remain on target because I think that this is possible, or at a minimum, I'm going to find out if it's possible. And in today's world, which seems like insane for many people to be surrounded by people who have different opinions than you and actually be able to discuss them, I know is like a ludicrous concept, but there's value in that, you know? So I was able to do that. And then I relied on a single word, and that word was faith. And there's certainly a biblical kind of sense to that for good reason. And while that has grown with me as well, a definition of faith, and the one that I relied on earlier on, was a firm belief in something for which there's no proof, meaning that I don't know if this is possible. Right? Nobody does, but I believe it enough that I'm willing to find out. And my desire is strong enough, and my reasonings and my drivers are strong enough for me to continue to push to find out. Even though I'm the only one who thinks that this is possible, I can stay on target. And that's why I think that becoming comfortable in isolation, mental isolation, can be incredibly powerful. And, you know, physical isolation, right? We talked about the early mornings when no one else is around. There's certainly value there as well. But being so convicted in your beliefs that you can be surrounded by those that don't believe what you do, believe something different than what you do, and be respectful of those opinions and still stay on target, because you're locked in to your convictions and you're willing to do just about anything to find out if what you believe to be possible is possible.